Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Looking at Chicago, they took the win in their last game against the Rockets in Houston.
Always tough on the road, but that attack mindset that they brought offensively, I really felt like that set them apart.
Yeah, sometimes when you're pushing the action, you can see some great teamwork, and then all of a sudden the individuals on your team can take over. All of that here tonight.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So for Chicago right now, we've got Nance, also J.R. Smith out there, and it's done in at the 1. Here's Babbitt with the 3. That's it, coming off an assist from Dragic. Babbitt's got his first 3 points of the game.
Now, some guys have a hard time finding their teammates in those possessions. Dragic is always looking to dish to get it to the open man.
Now, here's Dunn. An 11-point game for him in the win against the Rockets in Houston. Out to Nance. Just 4 to shoot. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
I don't think anybody around the league does this, but a lot of fans do. Erik Spoelstra won 2 championships while in Miami as the head coach of the Heat. Of course, he had the big 3, but he was the one that orchestrated and got those guys to work things out to become title contenders for the years they were together.
And here is Johnson. After Larry Nance getting his 3 to go, Johnson kicks to Whiteside. Shot from 12. And the basket good. A bank shot that time. Whiteside's got his first points of the game.
Nice to see Whiteside expanding his range a little bit. Imagine a guy that big being able to step out and knock down mid-range jumpers.
Now, here's Dunn. He's guarded by Dragic. Dunn passes to Felicio. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession. And Brett, I was looking up what you said about Spoelstra and his multiple NBA titles. Less than 15 coaches ever have done that.
I mean, you're an incredibly special coach to be on that kind of list, and you feel like Erik Spoelstra doesn't quite get the recognition from the general NBA public, certainly amongst the coaching ranks. These guys look at what Erik Spoelstra was able to do with that roster and marvel at the young guys' efforts and exploits during that time. That's a nice tip, and you can't leave him alone on the offensive glass or he'll find a way to get to the ball.
Done with it. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here.
Just active defensively here, being extremely disruptive.
Like the aggressiveness and a great effort just to get a hand on it.
To the middle. That's tipped. The 3 buries the long-range jumper.
Gotta put some pressure on Dunn when he's squaring up from outside. Just an exceptional score.
Dragic dishes to Whiteside. Whiteside a screen. Wade outside. Now Nance. 14 points from him the last game against Houston. To the paint. Here's Smith. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Smith's got his second bucket of the night.
JR maybe leaking out just a little bit, but has a strong sense of where to run to get the score.
And here's Wade. 11 points for him in that last game against Cleveland. Dragic kicks to Whiteside. Not this time. His first miss in 3 attempts from the field. Here's Kilpatrick. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. We see it so often. A player will languish in one system and flourish in another. Brent, during your 14-year career, which coach's system fit you the best?
Well, I think my years in Seattle, we opened up the offense a little bit. I had the opportunity to play more of a point off guard. But I also enjoyed the structure of what Greg Popovich's system in San Antonio offered up as well. It's always interesting, Kevin, with players who are languishing on benches for other ball clubs, how general managers start to assess whether that guy can be part of something great if they were to bring him in. I had the opportunity to play for a lot of great coaches and thought that I mixed up my game enough to make it a long career. Yeah, that's pretty much a perfect pass, and that's also alliteration.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
And unfortunately for them, they just ran into a hot shooting team and really had no answer.
This is what happens when you take nothing away defensively. Just too inactive in this game on that end of the floor.
And they let things get out of hand. Good time to reconvene.
They're just on the wrong end right now of a big run, and they need to plan how they're going to shift the momentum of the game. The king of this hologram where there's no such thing as getting out.
New group in for the Heat. Justice Winslow, he's checked in for Luke Abbott. Richardson comes in for James Johnson. Dion Waiters checked in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Johnson in for Goran Dragic. Richardson with it, and Holiday picks him up defensively. Waiters gets a wide open look. Miami no good on that time either. And the Bulls with possession. They're on a 12-4 run. Markkanen sets the pick for Grant. Pass to Smith. Six to shoot. The kick out to Holiday. Fires for three. Bulls with the first shot clock. Portis, the pass to Smith. It's taken away by Smith. Misses the follow-up. The Heat trail by 7. Waiters dishes to Whiteside. Johnson, wide open, he fires. No good on the triple. Bulls have gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. Here's Smith to the inside. Portis, it's good. The assist that time from Smith. Portis has got his first basket of the night.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Johnson kicks to Whiteside. For three, Richardson. Rebound by Smith.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Here's Portis. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. And Markkanen throws it down.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
And already the lead is significant. Excellent play on both ends.
Now here's Johnson. He's coming off a 10-point game against Cleveland.
The other part of his game was the outstanding D. Shot blocking is a huge momentum shifter, and his 2 blocks really turned the game in their team's favor.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction, and the obvious result.
Yeah, when you fail to get over the top, more than likely that jumper is going to go down.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And forward James Johnson battled his way back into the league after some stints abroad. He talked about his approach to the game.
I play the game how it's supposed to be played. I play offense, I play defense, I rebound, steals, blocks. You know, I'm pretty much that guy who likes to work hard and don't want anybody to beat him out, you know, except the challenge.
That's exactly the kind of hard-nosed, old-school attitude that coaches just love.
And Kevin, and so do his teammates. I mean, a guy like that brings out the best in everybody on that team. They just kind of feed off of his effort and desire.
Welcome back, everyone, to the second quarter of play here on Noche Latina. Bolanos. And taking a look at Chicago's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Boy, I tell you, it didn't take them long to find their rhythm. Strong offense through one.
A nice game plan coming in, and right now sticking to it. It's a nice lead that they have.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. Markkanen is out there with J.R. Smith. Then there's Grant, and it's Portis in at center. Now here's Johnson. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Right side, no good.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
And mostly with Whiteside on the offensive end, he's there to clean up the misses, finish a play with a dunk.
And the footwork of Whiteside continues to improve. He does a really good job of shielding the ball when stepping through towards the rim and gets himself in great position to collect lobs when the guys on the perimeter find some space in the gaps. And that's a huge target to throw the ball up to.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Miami's Eric Spoelstra is known for his focus and his devotion to work. How does he stay centered? Yoga. He said, I like it because you have to keep your eyes on your own mat. If you're not focused on the spot in front of you, you'll fall over. Kevin, that mindfulness translates across the board.
Mindfulness. That's an interesting way to look at things, D.A. Spo is a great communicator. Knows how to certainly get through to his team. Now, here's Markkanen. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game. Pass to Portis. To the paint. And there's the bucket from Markkanen. Markkanen's got 5 points now this quarter.
Look, you got to keep Markkanen out of the paint. He's just too big on that block and imposes his will.
Timeout called the Heat. And, you know, Brent, we know top-level coaching is an all-in affair. Strategy, motivation, working the officials. But who are some of the most complete coaches in the league right now?
Well, the top of the list is Greg Popovich, and what he does is there's no doubt that the way that he has his team prepared on a nightly basis, carrying out the game plan, the way he works the sidelines, as you mentioned, Kevin, Greg Popovich is the cream of the crop when it comes to NBA coaches.
Different look for Miami. Luke Babbitt, he's checked in for Whiteside. Johnson comes in for Richardson. And it's Dragic in for Johnson. Now here's Dragic. He's coming off a 19-point game against Cleveland.
But what helps that out a lot is he got to the free throw line, which was a real game changer. It slowed down the opposition's momentum and made them play to his team style.
And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw. Miami shooting their first free throw tonight. The free throw off from Babbitt. Brent, for the NBA, it's been a very prosperous time over the last couple decades. What do you think has been the key factor or factors in the growth and the popularity of the game?
Kevin, I think the game speaks for itself and always will. The NBA, to me, is the greatest game that we get a chance to watch. Athleticism and poetry in motion. But one of the things at its foundation and core that I love is that the guys that are carrying the mantle for the league right now are likable. And there's nothing that beats likability.
And they appreciate, Brent, I think they appreciate the people that were before them very much.
I think they not only appreciate what's gone before them, Kevin, they're in the moment now. And they appreciate what's going on with their careers in their moment.
Dunn kicks to Nance. And the jam by Larry Nance.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Brent, one of the tougher things a franchise can go through is transitioning from one era to the next.
Well, the Heat have done a pretty good job, especially with how much incredible attention surrounded the Big Three that was formed down in Miami behind LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and their franchise player in Dwayne Wade. So most teams blow it up, and it takes 7 or 8 years to get back to any kind of prominence. But with Eric Spoelstra and Pat Riley in the fold, the Heat have remained competitive and have some young players to build around. And we talk so much about accurate shooting. Sometimes accurate passing can lead to great shooting. You saw it there.
Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Inside, stolen by Holiday. Nance with it. He's got 9 to the inside.
It's contagious. Every guy on the team working to keep this streak alive.
It's so fun when you're rolling like this. You just want it to continue as long as possible. And right now, fingertips are ablaze.
Inside 2 minutes. Johnson, the pass to Waiters. And it's Waiters again missing.
That was some very intimidating, aggressive defense that really helped alter that shot.
And Holiday kicks to Felicio. Dishes to Nance. And the jam by Larry Nance.
And they've just been so comfortable at both ends of the floor. I mean, you'd almost think they're playing at home.
Well, the crowd got in here tonight and sat down, and that's where they stayed all night long, extremely poised, which has led to a monster lead. And he didn't need to fade back, no one in his face, but he buried it anyway.
Here's Dunn. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
The Heat trail by 21. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Now a timeout called by Miami.
And one thing they'll discuss are their defensive rotations. The other is in the matchups.
We're seeing very little help defense on the inside, and even when there is help, it's been ineffective.
Josh Richardson's checked in for Dion Waiters. And the Bulls making a change here as well. Markkinen's checked in. Rogic kicks to Wade. Now here's Markkinen. D right on him. And it's good, 2 points. Markkinen's got 7 now in this quarter.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Wade outside. Kicks to Dragic. Johnson the screen. Now Richardson looking for his first basket still in this one. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Babbitt from long range. That one misses.
Yeah, they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
The dish now to Nance. And the Nance slams it in.
And you got to like what they're doing offensively, executing at a high rate and starting to pile it on.
Yeah, we're sitting here midway through the game now, and we're starting to see them take more and more control. They look very confident in what they're doing. This guy is so tough to guard. He feels like he could take any challenge that the defense is going to throw at him.
Dunn kicks to Nance. And the jam by Larry Nance.
Putting on a clinic this quarter. I mean, what a tremendous outburst scoring-wise.
And here's Wade. Good if it goes. And that's not going to go. And so it's Chicago, finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, your assessment of how your team played in that first half?
I thought we came out with a very good mentality on the defensive end, getting steals, led to fast break layups. I thought our pace was good on offense. If we can keep that up, we'll be in good shape.
Coach, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway. And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Chicago holding the upper hand after the first 2 quarters. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny?
Well, it comes down to confidence. From the opening tip, these guys had that swag. They had the attitude that you can't beat us, we can only beat ourselves.
And Shaq, your thoughts on the Heat?
Their field goal percentage reminds me of Kenny's breath. Brutal. Not reading the defense, not getting enough quality looks. They need to make major changes because the system they ran in the first half was not working.
And we're just about ready for the start of the third quarter. Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll see you.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first two quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. You know, Larry Nance has been exceptional here, guys.
And I love the game plan in that first half. They really valued each possession.
Efficient so far with the shots that he's taken. His contribution.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. Chicago has gone 3 of 4 from long range in the game. Dragic and Wade, the two playmakers in the guard spots. Johnson is out there with Luke Bennett, and it's Whiteside in at the 5 slot. So that's who Eric Spoelstra starts the second half with.
And Dunn does a little bit of everything out there. Scores the ball, distributes it well, and also pounds the glass aggressively.
That one is no good. Hey, Brent, we know there's a lot of jaw and a lot of communication out there on the floor. And when you were playing, who was the best trash talker you ever went up against?
Well, I played with the notorious one in Seattle by the name of Gary Payton. A lot of people put him pretty high up on their list. I also remember one Bonzi Wells at his time when he was with the Portland Trailblazers and Sacramento Kings, being a bit lippy. And then occasionally there would be a John Barry talking to me, but
really,
I never listened to him growing up, Kevin, so why would I listen to him on the court?
Good way to approach it. He hits both from the stripe. Here's Dragic. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Johnson outside. He feeds it to Wade. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
As soon as Wade gets the ball that close to the basket, he's going to take advantage of weak defense and score.
Now, here's Dunn. He's guarded by Dragic. Smith, the pass to Felicio. Back to Smith. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Smith's got his third basket of the night right there. Now here's Dragic. He's tightly guarded. The three. Hands it from downtown. Dragic has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Smith outside, over Johnson. Felicio kicks to Smith. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Smith's got 8 points.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Timeout called, the Heat.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Well, coming out of the timeout, let's see if they go for the outside shot or if they look to go inside, try to build some confidence by seeing that ball go in.
With some changes, Justice Winslow, he's checked in for Luke Bennett. Dion Waiters comes in for Johnson. And it's Johnson in for Dwayne Wade. Portis, he's checked in for the Bulls. Grant comes in for Chris Dunn. Raiders for 3. Chicago grabs the miss. Portis has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Here's the screen. Off the pick. And the jam by Larry Nance.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
Well, that's a play that only works by practicing over and over and having a great rhythm with your teammate. You can see the timing there.
And Waiters kicks to Dragic. Dragic with a screen for Johnson. 6 to shoot. Waiters for 3. And it's Waiters again missing.
But his struggles are consuming the rest of the team here tonight. He's got to find his rhythm and find it fast.
Nance outside. And stolen by Whiteside. Outside Dragic. Good ball movement here by Miami. Johnson kicks to Dragic. Dragic a screen on Smith. Back to Winslow. Waiters for 3. Buries it from 3-point range. Waiters got 6.
Well, there's a good indicator of Winslow and his feel for the game. I like how much he makes a concentrated effort to get the ball right there to the open man.
They break it out, 5 on 3. And Waiters kicks to Dragic. Pass to Johnson. Feeds to Waiters. From deep. And the Heat, another 3.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Here's Grant, still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. So he gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And J.R. Smith, one of the more unabashed cutters, Brent, in the NBA.
I always say this about J.R. Smith, Kevin. When in doubt, shoot. Stay in doubt all the time. And J.R. Smith has played his career in doubt.
And Miami making a change here. Richardson's checked in. J.R. Smith hits them both.
J.R. Smith is a straight gunner. He's just a guy who wants to shoot every time he touches the ball.
Johnson kicks to Winslow. Now, here's Richardson. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Yeah, and then the fear sets in that you're going to create driving lanes that could lead to easy buckets. This is not an easy fix.
Richardson against Howard. Johnson with the block.
Well, Tyler Johnson getting up fast to block that one.
And Waiters kicks to Johnson. Again, the Heat good for 2.
And after an abysmal first half from the field, the shots now starting to fall.
1:09 left in the third quarter. Grant against Johnson. Grant dishes to Markkanen, and Markkanen throws it down.
And how about the hops there by Markkanen? He knows not many guys can block that shot. Good at getting that deep post position.
And it's Waiters again missing.
Man, that's a clean shot, too. You got to sink those. He must be disappointed that he blew that chance.
Smith kicks to Markkanen. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. And that's 13 points for Lauri Markkanen.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
29 seconds left in the third quarter. Waiters with the screen for Johnson. Whiteside kicks to Richardson. Now the pass to Johnson. Whiteside a screen on Grant. Waiters for 3. He gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Grant with the ball. And no good trying to get that one. And so it's Chicago taking a 19-point lead into the break. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. Back right after this. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. The Heat trail by 19. On the court for the Bulls, getting this fourth quarter started. They've got Grant. Markkanen is out there with J.R. Smith. Then there's Dunn, and it's Felicio in at the center position. And that one is stuffed right through.
And that's what you want in transition, a high percentage opportunity.
The story is true, and here the defense does a very poor job of matching up.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Now Dunn to the middle. Here's Markkanen. Count that as his 7th field goal in 10 tries. He's shooting a very good 70%.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Here's Johnson. Got a piece of it.
And how about Markkanen using his size and reach on defense? Great timing in terms of being able to get up and block shots.
And the whistle blows, and it's going to be an over-the-back call here. Such an adjustment for young players drafted into the NBA, managing money, being accountable to your teammates, to, the many things that tug and pull on you. Brent, can the league do anything more to help them through this sometimes uncomfortable process?
I think the league does a great job, Kevin, of addressing these things, not only the NBA, but certainly the Players Association in terms of educating the players. To me, Kevin, as an ex-player, though, the biggest responsibility falls on the veteran players of that team to take a young player under their wing, to watch what it is that they're doing socially, and to make sure that they set them up for success off the court. Man, I'm scratching my head on that one. This is not his shot, and he, of all people, should know that. Hopefully, he will try to work his way closer to the basket next time the ball comes his way.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
Whiteside's checked in for Miami.
One shot.
And Markkanen is showing the aggressiveness you like to see in a guy with his skill set. Somebody who doesn't lack confidence when he shoots the ball.
Dragic kicks away. From about 16. Miami no good on that time either.
And seems to be forcing just a little bit out there. He needs to play a little calmer, a little smarter, with a little bit more poise if they're going to win this one.
And goaltending is going to be the call. So they get the basket there anyway. Brent, when we look at some of the classic rivalries between teams, they don't look as emotionally charged nowadays, at least just by the first appearance. Is there a way to get that back the way it was?
I don't think so, Kevin, just because everything is too accessible for us. It used to be that the distance between those cities seemed to be the exact mileage that the cities were that far apart. Now you can pick up your phone and you feel like if you're in San Francisco, you might as well be in LA.
Sure.
And so it's really hard to get that dynamic to happen. It's got to happen more organically, which is what we've seen between Golden State and Cleveland appearing in the finals the past couple years. That's really helped the league to see those two teams do battle for the league's greatest prize.
Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. And here they go. Here's Mickey. Yes. And a nice assist from Lynn.
Just a great attack mentality. Got right through the defense to finish strong inside.
Now, here's Dunn, defended by Lynn. Dunn passes to Lopez. For three, Levine drains it from beyond the arc.
And when you're down this many points, hard to justify leaving a good shooter that wide open.
Truer words never spoken. Breakdown on the perimeter D, and the communication severely lacking there.
Magruder kicks to Lynn. There's a good screen. Pocket 6 from beyond the arc. Rebound by the Bulls. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. And the dunk by Vonleh.
That's one of the things about Vonleh. As he develops more strength in his upper body, he's going to be a force around the rim.
Whiteside sets the pick for Lynn. Mickey passes to Magruder. And there's the feed to Whiteside. Over Lopez. Lopez with the block. Here's Nwaba. Here's Vonleh. Another three for Chicago.
He can hit from beyond the arc. We saw that from Vonleh in college. Now just trying to gain consistency in the pros.
Pass to Lynn. Whiteside a screen. Can they get it? Basket is good, and they'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
Hey, Brent, what are some of the biggest differences between NBA play and international play?
I think in international play, and we're moving more and more towards it, Kevin, is possessions oftentimes involve 5 to 6 passes and exploring quick cuts to the basket, big guys away from the hoop, and opening up space around the lane for cutters to get in there and slicing through with passes to get available scoring opportunities. A lot of these coaches have borrowed some sets, especially during international competition with the Olympics, that they brought back to training camps for the NBA season.
Passing, cutting, shooting. I mean, those are the most attractive things to the naked eye to see and watch.
You know what, Kevin? That sounds a lot like basketball to me.
Yeah, me too. Levine kicks to Vonleh. Inside, Lopez uses the glass to finish the layup.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, on the defensive end, this is a joke. The lack of awareness is exactly why this team is so far behind.
Lynn kicks to Johnson. Right side a screen. Johnson dishes to Whiteside. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Johnson's got assist number 5 here tonight.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Bulls.
This was a very efficient offense tonight.
And they found a way to get their shots to go down. A little luck didn't hurt. A lot of their 50-50 shots fell their way.
And these guys already with 45 wins on the year, so tonight will make it 46.
And they cap off the season series with one more win. It's been nothing but W's, 4 straight.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Lauri Markkanen.
It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And here's Levine. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. And so he hits the technical free throw. And Chicago has possession. 6 on the shot clock. Chicago needs to get off a shot here. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Yeah, that's just not a good pass. I don't know what he's thinking there. A poor decision.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Owen, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you later.